Hello, I am on my lunch break, so I want to take a minute to answer a question. I was asked about snacking and do I snack? Did I snack? When I first started, I definitely snacked. Coming from the standard American diet, coming from binge eating, coming from stopping at fast food restaurants, having these huge value meals. I could not just go to 3 meals a day right away. That was just not an option. I was following different keto people and things that they were saying and doing. So what I did for snacks was things like pork rinds, cheese. I wasn't counting calories. I was more or less just counting carbs. So pork rinds, cheese, vegetables, cream cheese, things like that. I said vegetables, meat sticks. So during those first couple months, whenever I was just leaving the standard American diet and coming to keto, I definitely ate snacks. During that time, I was also researching the carnivore diet. I ran across a few people. And if you're doing carnivore, I truly recommend you join the group Zeroing In on Health. It's a Facebook group. It's a group of people who have been doing carnivore for years and years and years. And if you have any questions, any issues, they have seen it all. And so I followed that group, and they talked about how if you focus on eating some heavy, dense meat, some fatty meat, you don't get hungry between meals. And so as I shifted over to carnivore, I fell into that category. It was easier for me to eat 3 meals a day. Now, giving up that supper time, that was the worst, or the evening snack, that was the worst, because I've always ate breakfast when I'm at work, and I've always eaten lunch at work. I worked here for 12 years, and then I did okay, that from between that 12 to 4:30, that really, when I first went carnivore and eating that heavy, dense, fatty meat, I didn't get hungry between lunch and supper. But then after I had supper, even when I was carnivore, the mind games, it's all about mind games and reconditioning your brain. Every single bit of it was. So, like I said, they strongly promoted just a 1, 2, 3 meal a day, whatever you choose, but no snacking. They strongly encourage no snacking. And that was different because everything I'd always done, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, everything was eat 5 small meals a day. So this was a whole new thing for me to hear about. And so for me, I was hearing this and I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. How am I going to do this? And so I slowly worked away. Like I said, the first thing I took away was the snack between lunch and supper, because, again, eating heavy meat, I stayed full. And I here at work, so I was able to stay busy. So then when I got home, I would eat supper. The hard part, and I think the hardest time for a lot of people, is in the evening. And so I had already been crocheting a little bit, kind of picking around on crocheting things. But I had made a rule that if I crocheted, I was not allowed to snack or eat anything. And I had that even whenever I first started crocheting, because I didn't want like nacho chips or any chip type stuff. I didn't want that on my yarn. So I didn't want that on the finished product. So that was kind of a rule that I had created. And so a lot of times I would stop crocheting in the evening time so I could eat a snack. Or I would shift to gaming. So I would eat while I was gaming. I didn't have any problems with that though. So I had to kind of shift my brain to, okay, crochet more so you're not eating, or game and don't eat, because it was easy just to reach over and pick something up while you're gaming, push pause. So I would say after about 4 or 5 months, I was no longer snacking. Like I said, it took a while because it's a mental game. The whole weight loss process, as you all know, it's a mental game. But so after about, like I said, that 3rd, 4th, 5th month, somewhere in that time frame, I was no longer eating snacks. And so Then, like I said, I was full carnivore then. And then, then was listening to Dr. Berry one time, and he said, snacks are for children. I'm like, oh, because, little kids, they have a small belly, and so they can only eat so much at a time. And so snacks really are for children. And so adults, we can eat a more substantial amount that's going to last us longer. So, like I said, I don't eat snacks, right? And I haven't eaten snacks since, probably 3 years ago. Let's see, if I've been doing this, it's been 4 years now. So I guess so we'll say 3.5 years, I've not been eating snacks. So, yeah, I do not eat snacks. I have heard that every time you eat, no matter it's a meal or snack, every time you eat, your insulin spikes up. And so, that excess insulin, like if your body doesn't use all that excess insulin, it gets stored as fat. This is just what I've heard. I'm not sciencey. You do your own research. So if you eat a snack, then you're spiking your insulin because, hey, there's more food. Well, then, like I said, that excess insulin gets stored as fat. So if you're eating a bunch of small meals, then you're spiking your insulin. And if you already have some insulin resistance going on, then you're kind of defeating the purpose. So for me, I just eat my breakfast, lunch, and supper, and that's it. But like I said, you got to keep your hands busy, your brain busy, whether it's Sudoku puzzles or crocheting or video gaming or whatever, hammer and nail and wood, whatever kind of thing it is that you like to do. You're just going to have to occupy yourself because, yeah, it's not easy to give it up. And, I even went to bed early a lot of times because of that. Just helped me through it. So anyway, so that's that. That's me. I don't snack, and I haven't for about 3.5 years. I know it's definitely a good way to bridge over from the standard American diet to a low carb diet. Do that for a couple months. And then whenever you are more used to the way you're eating and you're having fewer blood sugar drops because you're not, because you're eating healthy meat and healthy foods, and you can start weaning yourself off the snacks. And in order to do that, I would say cut them out in half. If you're taking 2 ounces of pork rinds twice a day, do 1 ounce of pork rinds twice a day. And then a fourth or half of an ounce, so just slowly minimize the amount of things that you're snacking on. But that's me, and that's my story. I don't snack, and I haven't in 3 years. So, okay, bye.